reading this book by Swami Vivekananda, The Real Nature of Man. Great is the tenacity with which man clings to the senses. Yet, however substantial he may think the eternal world in which he lives and moves, there comes a time in the lives of individuals and races when involuntarily they ask, is this real? To the person who never finds a moment to question the credentials of his senses, whose every moment is occupied with some sort of sense enjoyment, even to him death comes, and he also is compelled to ask, is this real? So I have read this book a long time back and only halfway through. So I'm restarting this book according to a bookmark which I had. So I'm reading from page number 20, The Real Nature of Man. So as I started with the first question in this page, so in this question, it's pretty evident that Swami Vivekananda implores us to ask whether whatever we're enjoying, sensory enjoyment as we call it, is this for real? Just pause for a moment and try to understand the taste of good food. Is that really real? Because I remember when I once went to Thailand, a lot of food which I tasted there did not appeal to my taste buds. So, is my taste bud also conditioned according to my upbringing? If that is the case, so is a tasty food dependent upon conditioning? Is it real? Now, I'm only looking at one aspect of the reality of human perception of sensory pleasures, but there are many ways to look at it. Moving on, religion begins with this question and ends with its answer. So he gives a respite that you will find an answer to this question. Even in the remote past, where recorded history cannot help us, in the mysterious light of mythology, back in the dim twilight of civilization, we find the same question was asked. What becomes of this? What is real? One of the most poetical of the Upanishads, the Katha Upanishad, begins with the inquiry, when a man dies, there is a dispute. Interesting. One party declares that he has gone forever. The other insists that he is still living. Which is true? Various answers have been given. The whole sphere of metaphysics, philosophy, and religion is really filled with various answers to this question. At the same time, attempts have been made to suppress it, to put a stop to the unrest of mind which asks what is beyond, what is real. But so long as death remains, all these attempts at suppression will always prove to be unsuccessful. People do not really understand the gravity of this. They feel that death is a theoretical concept which comes for others. I mean, they might tell you that yes, everybody has to die, but they do not internalize this thing. They really do not think about death in more than just theory. And if you ever go to any cremation ground, then you will automatically understand that what I am talking about. Because generally people go to cremation grounds and then they try to avoid it. They try to look away. But if I may tell you, I have seen two dead bodies and people who were related to me, very close to me. They died and one was burned after death. I mean, in Hindu tradition, we burn the dead corpse, and the other one was kind of like put into an electric furnace kind of a thing. And I still remember that I did not look away. For me, that was like becoming witness to the ultimate reality, to the real goal, to the ultimate destination of this body. Moving on, we may talk about seeing nothing beyond and keeping all our hopes and aspirations confined to the present moment, and struggle hard not to think of anything beyond the world of senses. And perhaps everything outside helps to keep us limited within its narrow bounds. The whole world may combine to prevent us from broadening out beyond the present. Yet, so long as there is death, the question must come again and again: is death the end of all these things to which we are clinging, as if they were the most real of all realities, the most substantial of all substances? The world vanishes in a moment and is gone, standing on the brink of a precipice, beyond which is the infinite yawning chasm. Every mind, however hardened, is bound to recoil and ask, is this real? The hopes of a lifetime, built up little by little with all the energies of great mind, vanish in a second. Are they real? This question must be answered. Time never lessens its power. On the other hand, it adds strength to it. Then there is the desire to be happy. We run after everything to make ourselves happy. We pursue our mad career in the external world of senses. If you ask the young man with whom life is successful, he will declare that it is real, and he really thinks so. Perhaps when the same man grows old and finds fortune ever eluding him, he will then declare that it is fate. He finds at last that his desires cannot be fulfilled. Wherever he goes, there is an adamantine wall beyond which he cannot pass. Every sense activity results in a reaction. Everything is evanescent. Enjoyment, misery, luxury, wealth, power and poverty, even life itself, are all evanescent. So, when you ask someone, let's say a topper, or let's say someone very wealthy in life, an entrepreneur, a venture capitalist, they will say that I am the captain of my ship and something blah blah blah. Like they are deciding what will happen to them, and whatever they are creating or whatever they are enjoying is something which is real and worth striving for. I'm not giving a judgment of that, but with due course of time, they have to understand that it's not permanent. It's a temporary thing, and theoretically it may sound true and quite obvious, but the realization of this temporariness of everything comes very late. I'm not saying that it has come to me, because understanding it theoretically is something else. Speaking about it, reading about it is something else, and internalizing it is something else. Two positions remain to mankind. One is to believe with the nihilists that all is nothing, that we know nothing, that we can never know anything, either about the future, the past, or even the present. For we must remember that he who denies the past and the future and wants to stick to the present is simply a madman. One may as well deny the father and mother and assert the child. It would be equally logical. To deny the past and future, the present must inevitably be denied also. This is one position, that of the nihilists. I have never seen a man who could really become a nihilist for 1 minute. It is very easy to talk. Then there is the other position, to seek for an explanation, to seek for the real, to discover in the midst of this eternally changing and evanescent world whatever is real in this body, which is an aggregate of molecules of matter. Is there anything which is real? This has been the search throughout the history of the human mind in the very oldest times. We often find glimpses of light coming into men's minds. We find man even then going a step beyond this body, finding something which is not this external body, although very much like it, much more complete, much more perfect, and which remains even when this body is dissolved. We read in the hymns of the Rig Veda addressed to the god of fire who is burning a dead body. Carry him, O fire, in your arms gently. Give him a perfect body, a bright body. Carry him where the fathers live, where there is no more sorrow, where there is no more death. This is a 399 page book, and I have just read 1 or 2 pages. And I don't know if I will keep on doing these reading sessions. But I really want to complete this book once from start to end. And if I feel, I would also give you some kind of an essence of the book, rather the kernel of this book, as I would like to call it. And so before we end this video, if you are interested, I'll be doing a small meditation, and you can also do that if you have free time now, just for a few minutes. I just cross my legs and do my hand like this. You can take any position, whichever you are feeling comfortable with. Then I put it on my lap. You can do whatever you want, and then try to focus yourself onto something. It may be that you are a student and you really like a subject. Maybe you like history, geography, physics, whatever. Try to focus your mind on something. I mean, this is what I do, and I'm not saying that this is the best way or a technique. This is just a way for me to meditate. So I will close my eyes and focus on something, and I will do it for as long as I feel like. You can do it along with me. And bonus for you if you stuck to this video and did meditation with me or just skipped past till this point. Now, human language is the attempt to express the truth that is within. Page 25. I am fully persuaded that a baby whose language consists of unintelligible sounds is attempting to express the highest philosophy. Only the baby has not the organs to express it, not the means. Now, I might like to recommend a book to you, The Articulate Mammal. I don't remember the exact name of the book or the author, but I will link that book in the description box of this video. You can go ahead and understand that why humans are able to speak in the language which we speak and why we cannot train animals to speak in human language. That's a very brilliant book. You must read that book. The difference between the language of the highest philosophers and the utterances of babies is one of degree and not of kind. What you call the most correct, systematic, mathematical language of the present time and the easy, mystical, mythological language of the ancients differ only in degree. All of them have a grand idea behind, which is, as it were, struggling to express itself. And often behind these ancient mythologies are nuggets of truth, and often, I am sorry to say, behind the fine polished phrases of the moderns is arrant trash. So we need not throw a thing overboard because it is clothed in mythology, because it does not fit in with the notions of Mr. So and so or Mrs. So and so of modern times. Let me know in the comments whether you like this reading and meditation in between and you would like me to continue such sessions. And yes, not a lot many people will watch this video in the beginning phase at least. So I don't even expect a lot of comments, but still, if you are somehow watching this video and have reached till this point, don't forget to put your comments and let me know what you feel about it.